Do you believe that you can heal yourself? Too often we give our power away to something outside of ourselves, and rarely, if ever, trust and tap into our innate healing power and intuition. Everyone has this capability to heal in ways we never thought possible. It's your sovereign right to claim and have true health and lasting wellness. Now, here is the host of the Dr. Dolores Show, Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer.
Well, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in our wonderful world, and welcome to another episode on the Dr. Dolores Show on Inspired Choices Network. I'm Dr. Dolores Fazzino, your host. I'm a nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer. And today we're going to talk about the topic, You've Been Upgraded. Now, it has many different themes and variations, if you want to call it that. When we think we've been upgraded, it's like you go into the airport and you get your tickets and you get your seats, and all of a sudden you get bumped up to first class, like we've been upgraded. Well, I'm going to twist that around a little bit. Did you ever think that possibly when things aren't going your way in your life, say maybe you've lost your job or your relationships are starting to tank, or things are happening that you didn't expect, and they're not the ones that you would label as pleasant? Did you ever think that maybe you're getting upgraded as well for that? Well, we're going to dedicate this episode to that and that philosophy, because I feel that when things happen to us, whether we label them good or bad, they're all upgrades. And sometimes when we are so caught up in the doom and gloom about things that, oh, woe is me, and this is happening to me, and can't believe this is happening to me. Why is this happening to me? You go through all the W's and the H's, the who, what, where, when, why, how. And it's just like there's no rhyme or reason to it. I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Your energy has shifted and raised. Okay. What may be happening is this: when you created or manifested what you have currently that seems to be falling away from you, maybe energetically it's no longer in alignment with who you are and where you're going. Yet we cling on to that at all costs because we have our blinders on, and it's our buoy, our reference point as to what we know and what's concrete. Yet when these things fall away by, I call it natural attrition, where it's just no longer an energetic match, this is where the gifts come in. And when you're allowing yourself the grace and the self compassion for yourself, you can realize, oh my God, it's creating a space as this is leaving for something even better to come in. So it's like technically you're getting upgraded. It's like almost getting a spiritual upgrade. And I know I speak from my own experience, and trust me, I'm living life, and things are happening left and right. And what I could offer you is this: as you continue to walk your talk and do the work and do your work and inner growth work and stuff, life becomes much more richer and more peaceful, and also more on your terms. So, just for an example, I love this story, and this is how I ended up being a host on Inspired Choices Network. Probably about, I want to say, a year and a half ago, I had this brilliant idea that I wanted to do a podcast, and I was going to call it Healing in Ways You Never Thought Possible. And what I wanted to do was interview people from all over the world that have had amazing healing stories, miraculous healing stories, either from the physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, dimensional, ancestral, whatever it was, but that they have moved beyond being ill or unwell to thriving and doing amazing, and pretty much healing their physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, and all the other bodies that I mentioned. So I started this in December of 2022. And what happened was after about 35 episodes into this, we're going into like July of 2023, I got put into YouTube and Facebook jail. And I'm like, what the hell? Because I'm not posting anything that's bad or good or whatever, but I was being censored. And so basically, I couldn't access any of my videos. I got put into jail, and I was like, you know what? This is not right. Something's wrong here. And I realized when I had made my intention to start my podcast, I said to the universe, I said, I really want to make an impact on people. I really want to show people that there's hope, inspiration, and transformation available to them. I wanted to inspire them. I wanted to touch the masses. Little did I realize with the platforms that I was involved with, a measly 13, I wasn't reaching my capability, so to say. So I decided not to go down the rabbit hole of hanging on to Facebook and why this and why that. I just said, you know what? I'm getting upgraded. So that's how I took the jump to go into Inspired Choices Network. And it's been a wonderful experience because instead of going to 13 platforms, I broadcast out to 350 internationally. So talk about an upgrade. It was a huge upgrade. But if I went down the rabbit hole of trying to make Google wrong or, Facebook wrong or YouTube wrong or whatever that is, I would have been holding on to that old stuck energy that I have outlived or out aligned myself with. The universe wanted something for me to be in a bigger playing ground. And so this is the opportunity that came very shortly after that. So, what I'm saying is this: when stuff happens to you, sometimes you just have to sit back and just say, isn't that interesting? And just say, I'm getting upgraded because you are. I feel that sometimes we hang on to things that we have outlived energetically, be it a job, a relationship, a home, anything that is in our lives, because whatever we have in our lives, we have manifested. And it's the unconscious dance of the energy that's going on because everything is energetic that we have created that. So maybe we have vibrated and increased our frequency and raised our frequency high enough. So you're up here and this old thing is here. So it's no longer an energetic match. So allow it to fall away and experience the grief that goes with it. It's okay to do that and to feel sad, but please don't get caught up into hanging on to it with digging your fingernails in. And as you're trying to release it, it's like one by one, these fingernails are coming up. And it's just like you've got the death grip on something that's no longer aligned with you. And yes, people are like, well, I need to pay my bills. It's like, did you ever think that maybe the next thing that's on your path that you can't visibly see right now is going to be the answer to your prayers? Think about that. It's about having a lot of trust and faith right now, especially when you can't see the forest from the trees. So that's just one example in my life of being upgraded. And it wasn't like I got, bumped up to first class. Well, technically I did by being part of the network now, and so I feel like I did get bumped up to first class. So anyway, my point is that really look at things in your life where you label them as if they're really bad things, and that you don't want to have happen, because trust me, we all don't like change. We don't like change. We are like, want to be in the same thing, doing the same thing over and over because it's comfortable and we don't have to think. It's almost like we're on automatic. And that keeps us stuck. So embrace all these little things that come about and just allow you to really propel yourself and your soul's growth to where the intention is for you to be. A lot of times we don't know that until we just stay still, be in mindful activity, be in the present moment, that we could see what's happening instead of bouncing out of being present and in your body into your head and just, you know, trying to react and trying to fix things or control things or, you know, do whack-a-mole at the fair. It's like the mole comes up, whack, another one, whack, 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 whack. That's reactive thinking. It's about and reactive response. We want to be able to drop into our body, because when we're in our physical body, even though you're in your physical body, you have the capability to be even more expanded. So you could be here right now, but you could be in the other part of your house at the same time, because that's how energy works. When you're planted in your physical body, it's like you're a beacon, and your energy just resonates from that body into other places. And for some of my listeners, that might be a little stretch, but you know what? Just trust me on that, because it is the truth. The more present you are, the more aware you are of your surroundings and everything in your energy field. So, with that in mind, we're going to be talking more about being upgraded, and I'm going to go into more detail in our other segments in regards to what it means spiritually and stuff like that to be upgraded, but also it's part of our growth and journey. you know I love this saying, and I don't know who said it, but I'm going to say this. It's not my quote. People people, things, and ideas are in your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. So sometimes, you meet somebody and you have this great friendship, and then it's over before you know it. And maybe you met this person because they had another piece of your puzzle, your big, a piece of your 1,000-piece personal puzzle that you needed to experience in order to put that puzzle piece in that puzzle. And then sometimes you're going to have, people who are going to be in your life, or jobs or something, for the time period that you need, that you've learned whatever you need to learn from that experience. And it's all good. And then there's going to be other opportunities and people and places and stuff that are going to be part of your life forever. So it's about allowing yourself the grace to flow through your life and just allow those things that are going to be there temporarily just to come and go without a lot of attachment. Because I feel where the hiccup is for a lot of people is like we attach ourselves to everything as if with a death grip, that this is it, this is the only thing. And when we do that, it's like we're putting blinders on our eyes, like horses when they put blinders on their horses, so the horses only look in one direction instead of being distracted by everything else. I think being focused is one thing, but being able to see the bigger picture, because the way we look at things sometimes is just how we see things with all our filters and our perception. And when you're able to take those blinders off and see through the eyes of Source and God all the possibilities that are there, it's just incredible. So allow yourself the grace to just flow through your life. So we're heading into our first break already, and you're listening to the Dr. Dolores Show. I'm Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer. And our episode today is You've Been Upgraded. So stay tuned after the break, and we'll learn more about being upgraded. Take care.
Do you trust your instincts? Many of us don't. Yet this is the key to connecting to your innate healer within and your intuition. Tune in to the Dr. Dolores Show with nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer, Dr. Dolores Fazzino, to receive insights and tools to realign with your inner wisdom for lasting health and true wellness. Listen for the Dr. Dolores Show, Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. Mountain, 12 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Ready to break free from complacency? Welcome to I'm Awake, Now What? Your monthly invitation to embrace conscious living. If you've been feeling lost or stagnant, this is your chance to awaken your purpose. Join our transformative conscious wake-up office hours every month for guidance and self-discovery. Experience the power of clarity and focus as you navigate towards holistic healing and empowerment. Don't just survive, thrive. Sign up now and unlock a wealth of benefits, including enhanced well-being, stress reduction, emotional healing, and connection. It's time to ignite the flames of purpose within and start your journey to a fulfilling life.
Are you a subject matter expert? Are you here to share your expertise with an audience waiting to hear from you in only the way you can deliver? Are you ready to have your voice amplified across the airwaves? Inspired Choices Network has a global radio platform streaming to millions of people across the world. Professionally produced and supported by an accomplished team every step of the way, you can broadcast from anywhere in the world, knowing your voice matters, and we ensure it is delivered with ease and efficiency. Eager to hear your message, the world awaits. Contact us today to become an Inspired Choices Network radio host. Email become a host at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com.
This is the Dr. Dolores Show with Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer. To participate in the program, join the live studio audience in our chat room at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. You can also send an email to Dolores at drdoloresfazzino.com. Now, back to the program.
Well, welcome back, everybody. We're talking about You've Been Upgraded today on the Dr. Dolores Show. And I'm Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer. And we're on the Inspired Choices Network. And before the break, we were talking about upgraded, being upgraded and life's transitionary things that happen. Many people right now are in the pool of uncertainty. There is lots of changes happening, and not just slowly, but rapidly. Lots of changes, lots of shifting, lots of things happening quickly, more quickly than ever, because time has just seemed to have accelerated. So, before the break, we were talking about, losing jobs, losing opportunities, losing relationships, and, how important it is for us to put it all into perspective and to realize that, this is not happening to us, but for us. If we allow ourselves to look at it from that perspective. Um, so, let's talk about being upgraded spiritually, because I feel this is what really is going on for many people. When, we talked about energy and alignment, because that's huge. Remember, everything is energy. And just to give you an example of that, when you're looking, if you're able to see my office where I record from, everything here and even myself is a denser demonstration of energy. If you really look at everything in this room and even myself, it's just like we are all vibrating. So it's energy. Everything is energy. Those are the things that we could see and we could tangibly feel. Okay. Because we could touch it and feel it. What is also energy is our thoughts, our beliefs, our connectedness to ourselves and our higher self and our inner, our inner spirituality. What's also invisible is our ancestral stuff, or anything that is we can't see, or we can't really feel. Some of us can, some of us can't, but it's energy. They're energy waves, but this is a different form. This is energy, but it demonstrates its form in a less dense possibility. So when you have all of that stuff going on, it's just like, okay, so we think that, our thoughts are one thing, our beliefs are one thing, our emotions are another thing, and how we cope with things and stuff like that. So that just adds to everything. So when we are being upgraded spiritually, we are pretty much raising all of that vibration, all those frequencies and wavelengths. Okay, that's energy, and raising that up to a higher vibrating frequency. So what that means is that we are becoming more aligned with ourself. Okay. Everything is more falling into place and into alignment. And anything that is not is just going to fall away. So, a lot of times when people are at this point, they're going through massive changes, growth that you could see visually, like, changing jobs, getting laid off or losing relationships or whatever. But also underneath the surface, it's allowing you to go deeper so you could heal some of those aspects of yourself that are no longer aligned with where you are going. It's like you have raised your vibration enough that you could maybe see that or feel like something's uncomfortable. And when you tap into that uncomfortableness, this is where the little gold mine is with the gold nuggets, that you're able to gain the wisdom from what that experience was that was maybe landlocked in another time and place, that's going to allow you to move forward on your journey. Now, the beauty of that is that, remember, we're energetic beings. So your family's an energetic being, your ancestors are genetic ancestors are energetic beings too. Even though they're not physically here, that energy is still playing in our energy field. Okay, it's just all part of collective consciousness. So by you having ancestral stuff, you're linked somehow with your DNA and your genetics and epigenetics with that ancestral stuff. So what happens is that when you're able to see this big tapestry of all this energy that is there, that is part of you, when you start working and healing yourself, guess what happens? You affect that whole tapestry. When you heal and work on yourself, you're able to heal some of that ancestral lineage stuff that's come through generation after generation. And you're wondering why it's there and how it just happened. And some people say, well, it's because that's who we are. Well, I beg to differ on that. That's something that we have unconsciously chosen to take on. And maybe it's time to stop the continuation of that because it's no longer serving anybody. But what you do in that moment has a capability to heal yourself, but also heal up to 7 generations in the past and 7 generations in the future. Yes, we are that powerful. And when you heal yourself, it's a ripple effect that goes into multiple directions, multiple timelines, multiple energetic pathways. And believe me, I know your ancestors will thank you because they didn't have the capability during their time and lifetime to do that. We have that capability now, which is huge. People don't realize how powerful they are. That's how powerful we are. We are manifestors, we are creators. What you put your attention on, you're going to create and manifest. And it could be positive or negative. So when we've been spiritually upgraded, circling back to that, you've raised your frequency enough that you're able to shift into another reality. So as we raise our vibration, all the old stuff that's no longer energetically aligned, it's going to just fall away. Okay. How we deal with that is where it trips up some people. We're getting advanced, we're raising our frequency. We are sometimes stuck in our head trying to figure out how we're going to survive. Our ego kicks in and stuff like that. And it plays some pretty crazy games with us. And it's really not about allowing yourself to go down that rabbit hole. If you need to, by all means do, but please don't stay there. It's like, do your self pity or whatever you need to do. I think what's important is to feel the emotions that come up around that. This is where it's important as a human being to experience emotions. We want to make sure you experience the whole plethora of emotions, not just the good stuff. It's also the stuff that we label as not good. But we have to remember they're just expressions of emotion. And so when you're able to feel what's kind of going on with you deep inside and sit with that and not, number one, be afraid to go there, just lean into it, take a step and sit with it and just feel what it feels like. If you're really uncomfortable and you want to like move away or whatever, observe that and make note of that. It's okay to be there. You're not going to be stuck there. Believe me, it shifts. I recently went through something this past week that really caught me off guard. And for me to be quiet for like almost a day when I'm out in public, with people that I know, people know something's up. And so I, went home and I kind of sat on the couch and I just felt like this overwhelming sense of, uh, I don't know if it was doubt but really what was coming up was this old pent up jealousy that I don't know, where it came from. Well, I guess I do know where it came from. It's just that I had suppressed that for so long that it was moving up from suppression into, obvious it's here now. And when that happens, that means it's on its way out. So I sat with that. I cried. I listened to a guided meditation to allow me to go deeper into myself so I could just be at still point, so I could be with what was happening. And it was the true gift because after about 3 hours, it shifted and it was almost as if I woke up. So, what I'm saying is that just allow yourself the grace when you're feeling whatever you're feeling, trust that, just allow it to be what it is. And yeah, I had a plethora of things that I needed to do, yet for me, this was part of self care for Dolores and for Dr. Dolores. And I invite you to make that part of your self care as well, because working on yourself and healing yourself from these deep seated things is really a true gift. And it doesn't take that long. Surprisingly, it shifts really quickly. Okay. And you're going to feel so much lighter and better and happier after that. So, we're going through massive spiritual growth right now, people. And it's a beautiful time in the evolution of humanity because this is the opportunity for many of us to really heal some deep-seated things that we've been carrying around in this lifetime, but maybe from previous lifetimes and from our ancestral stuff. And it's about lightening our load as we take steps forward on our path. So, a lot to think about, as far as being upgraded. And, you know, I think the most important thing is just our awareness that things are happening and not to judge or criticize or make ourselves wrong or persecute or punish ourselves or feel guilty or shameful. I mean, that is so last century. We're over this. It's about, okay, this is what's happening. This is what I'm feeling. Let me allow myself to experience this without becoming part of it, maybe experiencing it as witnessing it, what's really happening. Witnessing and experiencing are two different things. Sometimes when we experience it, we get so attached to things and we're going to get stuck and get pulled down that rabbit hole. When you are able to see what's going on and witness it, there's like no attachment to it. You're just observing. So we're getting ready to go on our next break already, I'll tell you. and you're listening to the Dr. Dolores Show. I'm Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer, and we're on the Inspired Choices Network. So stay tuned, and we'll talk more about You've Been Upgraded when we get back.
Do you trust your instincts? Many of us don't. Yet this is the key to connecting to your innate healer within and your intuition. Tune in to the Dr. Dolores Show with nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer, Dr. Dolores Fazzino, to receive insights and tools to realign with your inner wisdom for lasting health and true wellness. Listen for the Dr. Dolores Show, Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. Mountain, 12 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Ready to break free from complacency? Welcome to I'm Awake, Now What? Your monthly invitation to embrace conscious living. If you've been feeling lost or stagnant, this is your chance to awaken your purpose. Join our transformative conscious wake-up office hours every month for guidance and self-discovery. Experience the power of clarity and focus as you navigate towards holistic healing and empowerment. Don't just survive, thrive. Sign up now and unlock a wealth of benefits, including enhanced well-being, stress reduction, emotional healing, and connection. It's time to ignite the flames of purpose within and start your journey to a fulfilling life.
How wonderful would it be to carry your favorite Inspired Choices Network host with you throughout your day? Well, now you can. Inspired Choices Network now has its very own mobile app. Our free app offers live streaming shows, along with thousands of podcasts and TV episodes. Our shows cover a wide variety of topics. Whether you're waking up with us, carrying us through the day, and taking us to bed with you, we're always here for you to enjoy. We're easy to find. Just search for Inspired Choices Network in the Apple App Store or Google Play Store.
This is the Dr. Dolores Show with Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer. To participate in the program, join the live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also send an email to Dolores at drdoloresfazzino.com. Now, back to the program.
Well, welcome back, everybody. You're listening to the Dr. Dolores Show on Inspired Choices Network, and I'm Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer. And we've been talking today on our episode about You've Been Upgraded, and it's not what you think. It's about learning that we're being upgraded in our life on a constant level. And a lot of times it's our interpretation of what is happening in our lives that keep us stuck or allow us to have resilience and move through the currents of our life so we get to where we need to be on our pathways. So one thing I want to share with you guys is that I'm going to be starting a new program come August, and it's called I'm Awake, Now What? And it is for people who are waking up spiritually. They realize that life is not working the way it had been for them. And just like this episode, if you have lost a job or moving through a relationship transitions or housing stuff or whatever, this might be something for you to explore, because it's really about allowing people to know that, number one, you're not going crazy. Number two, that you're probably in uncharted waters and you don't know where to turn. And number three, your reference point for things, you don't have one. And this is to allow you to gain more access to tools and wisdom on your spiritual path, because you have woken up from the external illusion that life's outside of yourself, and you're realizing that you can create your own reality. So stay tuned in the future, because we will be having a link for that on the Inspired Choices Network in the leaderboard, and you could sign up for that. So that is something that's new for us, and I'm very excited to bring that, because one of my colleagues and I are co-partnering together to do that Cozy Stankitis is a body talk and emotion code. She's a body talk practitioner, and she is also an educator. So she works with teaching people how to learn Japanese, but also English as well. And so she's just a beautiful soul, and I think you'll really enjoy her. But what I want to do is segue into a brief 5-minute meditation, because I feel that these things are so important to help people integrate kind of what we are talking about in our subject matter. So I just invite you right now to just settle down and make yourself comfortable and find yourself in a comfortable spot. And we're going to do a meditation on, you know, tapping into your wisdom, and also to allow yourself to be more aligned, um, so that you can, have a lot more flow and resilience and acceptance in your life. So just find a quiet and comfortable place to sit or lie down, and ensure that your back is straight and your body is relaxed. So I invite you to close your eyes gently. Take a deep breath in through your nose, hold it for a moment, then exhale through your mouth. Repeat this a few times to settle into the present moment. So right now we're going to do the grounding part of our meditation. So just imagine roots extending from the base of your spine and the soles of your feet, growing deep into the earth. Feel the stability and support of the ground beneath you. With each breath, visualize these roots anchoring you more firmly, connecting you to the earth's steady energy. As you continue to breathe deeply, silently repeat the following affirmation. I accept the flow of life with grace and trust. With each inhalation, breathe in acceptance and trust. With each exhalation, release any resistance or fear. I accept the flow of life with grace and trust. Now visualize a warm, glowing light at the center of your being, right at your solar plexus, your power center. This light represents your inner strength and resilience. With each breath, see this light growing brighter and expanding throughout your body, filling you with a sense of power and resilience. As you continue to focus on your breath, imagine this light spreading outward, creating a protective and welcoming aura around you. Visualize this aura as a shield that embraces and integrates all positive changes, upgrades into your life, allowing them to flow smoothly and harmoniously. Gradually bring your awareness back to the room. Wiggle your fingers and toes, gently stretch your body if needed, and when you are ready, open your eyes, bringing with you the sense of acceptance and resilience you've cultivated during this meditation. Take a moment to acknowledge the peace and strength within you. Trust that you are equipped to handle any changes or upgrades that come your way with grace and resilience. Well, welcome back. If anything came up for you during this meditation, I invite you to just write it down, the thoughts or the feelings, and, maybe write a little paragraph about your journey in your notebooks if you do and intend to do so. I think it's a very powerful, short meditation that can be practiced on a daily basis or whenever you feel like you need to ground yourself, because let me tell you, grounding's key right now. And the more you can be grounded in your body and in the present moment, I think the better you will be, and you're going to be able to move through life with a lot more grace and ease. So, with that in mind, I want to talk more about how to, some takeaways that are really important that, we're not going to get into a lot of detail about, but things to ponder. What are some takeaways that someone can use to trust the process? So I think one of the most important things is cultivate acceptance and surrender. And what we mean by that is let go of control and practice mindfulness. When we let go of control, sometimes that feels like you're jumping into the air with no trampoline below you to catch you. And it's more than that. It's about just trusting what's happening, because the universe won't let you fall. The illusion is that you're going to fall. Foster resilience and hope, maintain a positive outlook. Look at things as, well, isn't that interesting? Interesting, instead of being reactive and wanting to beat the thing up. Um, Build emotional resilience. Work on your coping strategies, meditation, any type of mindful activity, circling back to practice mindfulness. Engage in spiritual and personal growth. Life is growth, really. And when we are living our life and truly being fully present with that, it's so important to just be a student of life. And because we're here to learn, and I talk about this a lot on the Dr. Dolores Show, we come to planet Earth. It's called the University of Earth, and we're all working on our PhDs. So important just to remember that and just be kind and gentle with yourself. Find purpose and meaning. If you label things as suffering, or you're feeling like you're being pulled down the rabbit hole, look at the lessons. What can you learn from that situation if you're stuck in it? Because there's always something to learn. And just focus on the bigger picture, because sometimes we talked a little earlier about having blinders on and only seeing one possible solution when there's infinite possibilities. So when we take the blinders off, you're able to tap into a lot more things and possibilities. And it's not really about figuring it out. Just allow the universe to present it to you. I always like saying this to the universe: show me what's next, because it allows me to get out of my way so I could see what the bigger picture is for myself. Build community and support networks. That's a big buzzword these days. And and it's important. We need support, and we're not on this journey alone. We're no Lone Rangers anymore. We need to have like-minded people who share our vision and our values. So important. Trust intuitive guidance. Let me say that again. Trust intuitive guidance. That's trust yourself, trust your gut feelings about stuff, because this is your inner barometer, and it's going to allow you to make the right choices for you, not your spouse, not your boyfriend, not your girlfriend, not your best friend, but for you. Adopt a non-judgmental attitude. It's about practicing self-compassion. If you're one of those people that judges and criticizes, usually that's a reflection about something that's going deeper on inside of you. So maybe it's time to be less judgmental and critical about who you are so you could shift and change that. And embrace patience and divine trust in divine timing. It's like we want things yesterday, and sometimes it's so hard to be patient because, you're like, it should be here by now. Where is it? And the thing is like in real life, everything's a journey, not a destination. And sometimes we get stuck into thinking that it should have happened by now. And if it didn't, it's never going to happen. I invite you to shift that and to look at the bigger picture that in divine timing, it'll happen when it's supposed to. So we're getting ready to go on our last break of our segment. And this is the Dr. Dolores Show. I forgot where I was for a moment. And we're on Inspired Choices Network. And we've been talking about you've been upgraded. So when we come back, we'll wrap this up and we'll segment into what's next. So take care and see you when we come back.
Do you trust your instincts? Many of us don't. Yet this is the key to connecting to your innate healer within and your intuition. Tune in to the Dr. Dolores Show with nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer, Dr. Dolores Fazzino, to receive insights and tools to realign with your inner wisdom for lasting health and true wellness. Listen for the Dr. Dolores Show, Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. Mountain, 12 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Ready to break free from complacency? Welcome to I'm Awake, Now What? Your monthly invitation to embrace conscious living. If you've been feeling lost or stagnant, this is your chance to awaken your purpose. Join our transformative conscious wake-up office hours every month for guidance and self-discovery. Experience the power of clarity and focus as you navigate towards holistic healing and empowerment. Don't just survive, thrive. Sign up now and unlock a wealth of benefits, including enhanced well-being, stress reduction, emotional healing, and connection. It's time to ignite the flames of purpose within and start your journey to a fulfilling life.
This is the Dr. Dolores Show with Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer. To participate in the program, join the live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also send an email to Dolores at drdoloresfazzino.com. Now, back to the program.
Well, welcome back, everybody. You're listening to the Dr. Dolores Show on Inspired Choices Network. I'm Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer. And today's episode has been dedicated to you've been upgraded. And it's not being upgraded on the plane, it's being upgraded in your life. So we talked a little bit about and shared some stories about what upgrading looks like. And it may be losing a job or a relationship or a home or whatever when something's happening in our lives that seems like it's it's like a burdensome thing, or it's just like you go, oh crap. Just know that things happen for a reason. And when you're able to look at it from this perspective, it's an energetic realignment that's allowing you to be propelled and I want to say moved in the direction that's going to be more energetically aligned with who you are in that present moment. So that's why there's so much uncertainty in life, because we're constantly growing and evolving and raising our vibration. And as we do that, we create more and more different things as time goes on that's in alignment with our energy. So some final thoughts I'd like to leave on this episode is that trusting the process involves a combination of acceptance, resilience, spiritual growth, and a positive mindset. By embracing these principles and practices, you can navigate life challenges with greater peace, purpose, confidence. And remember, trusting the process is a journey in itself, requiring patience, faith, and continuous self reflection. And I'm going to add trust. So embrace the journey. Life is a journey with many twists and turns. Trust that each step, even the difficult ones, is leading you to where you've been meant to be. Find strength in adversity. Challenges are not here to break you, but to build you. Embrace them with courage and see them as opportunities for growth. Trust in the unseen. Okay. Definitely. Not everything will be clear immediately, but have faith and trust that in time the pieces will fall into place. Trust the process and believe in the journey. Patience is a virtue, always practicing that. Great things take time. Be patient with yourself in the process. Every effort you make is a step closer to your goal. Inner peace. Find peace in knowing that you are exactly where you need to be. Everything is unfolding as it should. Focus on what you can control. I have this saying, not my circus, not my monkeys. If it's something that doesn't involve me, I don't even go down that rabbit hole. It's just like, no, thank you very much. Peace out. Time, if pick your battles. Okay. Learn and grow. Every experience, good, bad, or bad, as we label it, is a lesson. Learn from it, grow from it, and let it shape you into a stronger, wiser person. Faith in the bigger picture. Trust that there is a greater plan at work, even if you can't see it. Have faith that everything happens for a reason and for your highest good. Support and connection. Lean on your community and loved ones, and align yourself with people who are, I want to say, your kindred family, your kindred souls, the people who share the same values and beliefs. And you could weather any storm and emerge stronger and more connected when you come together with people. And celebrate the small wins. So, so, so important. So Rumi said, the wound is the place where the light enters you. Love that. Confucius, it does not matter how slowly you go along as you do not stop, as long as you do not stop. And Maya Angelou, you may not control all the events that happen to you, but you can decide not to be reduced by them. Very powerful. So next week on the Dr. Dolores Show, we're talking about the dark side of toxic positivity. How many people do you know seem to just focus on the positive and they bypass anything else that's not positive? That's the dark side of toxic positivity. When we delve into the often overlooked and harmful effects of enforced positivity, while our positive mindset can be empowering, toxic positivity dismisses genuine emotions and creates unrealistic expectations. And it also dismantles us from being truly present in the moment, because it's almost like we're trying to keep the bad stuff at bay instead of just allowing it to flow and move through us. The balance and the dance needs to be there. When you pivot and just focus on one pole of the infinity sign, it gets wobbly and it's like an ebb and flow. The infinity sign is a figure 8 that's moving left and right, constantly in motion. When we lopsided on one side, it stops and we get stuck. So this is going to be an interesting topic for next week. So circling back to, our show today, I just want to leave you with this. Life's greatest lessons often come from our toughest moments. Trust the process, stay resilient, and believe that you are being guided to a place of greater strength and wisdom, because you are. These words of wisdom can help inspire you to face the challenges with a positive mindset, to trust the journey, find meaning and growth in every experience. Remember, you're being upgraded. So, see you next week. And remember, you are worth it.
Thank you for listening to the Dr. Dolores Show. Dr. Dolores returns Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. Mountain, 12 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. Until then, remember to be kind to yourself and create your best life. You are worth it.